DorkLair.
Welcome to another DorkLair collecting video. Today I'm sharing my top 10 action figures from 2021 under $50. And then tune in later, I'm going to try to get a over $50, or I should say 50 to 100, and then an over $100 list. So I should have 3 videos up, hopefully, if I have enough time to get all these out. I'm trying to prioritize them during my vacation week here. But yeah, so you're looking at my number 10 right here. This is the Storm Collectibles Golden Axe variant skeleton. This one's sort of like the charcoal color. It's the favorite of mine from the past summer of variants on these. I really love what they did with it. I know it's kind of cheating because it was a $60 2-pack, and I'm just assuming one of these is $30. But if you disagree, then you can just kind of like call it a top 9 and leave this one off the list. But fantastic figure. I will keep buying these skeleton variants. I love them. Keep them coming. I can't wait for the lizard skeleton guy that they have on the way. I thought that would be here by the end of the year, but I don't think so. I think that's going to be a 2022 figure. But anyway, my number 10 is the skeleton. And number 9, we have the Mezco 5 Points Pink Skulls Chaos Club. I know these weren't sold at retail. They came in a bundle, but they would be, you know, this set would be like $40 or $35 or something like that if they sold it separately. So I am including them in my under 50 because I had to put some 5 points on here, and they just didn't release many this year. A lot didn't come out. I know technically the Batmobile set came out, but I actually don't have it yet. So I'm kind of waiting for that to ship. So that's going to be a 2022 figure for me as well. But yeah, so the 5 points line is just had to give a shout out. I love this line. The sculpts are phenomenal on these. This is a really cool set. And this is my number 9. Number 8. This is the only Black Series figure on my list. Not because I think it was a bad year for Black Series or anything like that, but because I just have collected less of it. And I've been focusing a little bit more on the vintage collection as well as Hot Toys, and this sort of the middle child gets ignored, I guess. But this one particular figure, Katan from The Mandalorian, is spectacular. I mean, this figure came out great. Awesome likeness of Katie Sackhoff, amazing paint details, really good articulation, removable helmet, all the really cool things that that Black Series does well. And to me, this is one of those ones where it's like, yeah, this is rivaling SH Figure Arts level of quality. It is that good. And at number 7 is another Mandalorian figure. This is the Vintage Collection 3 3/4 Offworld Jawa. And I picked this one because I've been having such a blast army building it that this has become one of my favorite figures. I think I'm up to like 13, and I'm just getting ready for that Razor Crest that I know is coming soon, and I'm going to populate it with these little guys. And that's my number 7, the Offworld Jawa from The Mandalorian. And continuing the trend of awesome soft goods in this smaller scale, we have the Vintage Collection Emperor from Return of the Jedi. And even though it's kind of an outdated body type underneath, I think this figure came out great because of the accessories, the hands. You got this awesome head sculpt, the lightning, and then, of course, those cloth goods. That robe just looks fantastic. Excellent release with the Emperor. At number 5, we have the Red Shield Soldier from Mythic Legion's Arethyr wave. My top 5 kind of is dominated by this wave, and this is the first of them. This figure's awesome. It comes with a lot of parts, and I kind of was on the fence with putting Magnus in this spot. Really, I could have just made my top 10 be all Arethyr stuff, but I wanted to mix it up with the other line I really love, which is the Vintage Collection, so that's the one-dimensional nature of it. It's almost all Mythic Legions in Vintage Collection, and this is the first of the Mythic Legions figures on my list. Red Shield Soldier, awesome army builder. It's not an army builder price, but it comes with so much stuff. 3 heads, multiple weapons, and it just got some nice little paint details that bring it a little bit above that trooper level. That it's phenomenal, and it's just such a versatile figure for kit bashing, for customs, for painting, for any kind of like level of customization that you are into with Mythic Legions. This figure is one of the best ever. Continuing to bounce back and forth between Mythic Legions and the Vintage Collection, we have Boba Fett from Return of the Jedi. And quite frankly, this 4-inch figure, in my opinion, is better than the 6-inch one that they put out, really around the same time. This figure is phenomenal. I really love the shape of the helmet. the paint applications, all the details, ankle rockers, like the new vintage collection figures with the new advanced articulation, they are excellent. They're so good that they're kind of like filling all of that, I don't know, desire to pose and play that I get from like 6-inch stuff. So I haven't really been collecting 6-inch. The vintage collection is doing it all for me. And at number 4 is Boba Fett. And in at number 3 is Vorthogg from the Mythic Legion's Arethyr wave. This figure is loaded with so much stuff. It's got the extra hands, the extra feet, extra head, sword, shield, amazingly swappable parts. This very well could have been my number 1. In fact, I had it at number 1 for a little while when I was kind of tweaking my list. And I'll reveal why I changed it after. But this figure is incredible. I love kit bashing with it. This is like my kit bash figure of the year. And let me show you why. So here's a couple that I did. And on this particular night, this is basically a Templar Knight, arms, legs, armor, all that stuff, but with Vorthogg's chest. It's a perfect match. It's such a good chest for making knights with. And then the other one is from another figure that I kind of debated putting like all-stars on the list. They would have made the list if I had decided to include them, but parts from the Scaphoid figure fit perfectly with Vorthogg. And I know some of you have probably seen my kit bash here of Vorthogg and Scaphoid, but yeah, that's why Vorthogg is up there on my list for this specific reason. Awesome part swapping, kit bashing, LBC, all that stuff. Phenomenal. At number 2, we have more of a product than the specific figures. The idea of doing the 4-pack of the vintage collection, basically the Rogue One Stormtroopers essentially, is just makes me so happy. Just being able to like buy multiples of these at once and not have to hunt them down, not have to buy a case at full price or any of that stuff. They're a little bit discounted. They come with a few extra parts. Awesome, awesome concept and idea. And it's just sort of like, to me, it's the product of the year in terms of Star Wars stuff, because they're already doing other sets. They're doing the Rebel Troopers, and they're doing, they announced one other set already. But I am pretty ecstatic about this product, right down to, you know, the no-fuss packaging and the ease of collecting these things. Now, all we got to do is get them to make some Jawas. And in at number 1 is Arethyr himself. And I had Vorthogg at number 1. And when I pulled these both back out and was just kind of working on the video and lining them all up and getting them like, you know, in order of the rankings, there was no way that I couldn't put Arethyr number 1. It's like, I think my mind and my logic kind of tells me that Vorthogg is in some ways like more innovative, I guess, or more, you know, brings some more newness to the table, has a bunch of swappability options. It's much better for like kit bashing and stuff and like the things that I love to do. But the full package of Arethyr with these wings, the fact that this was only $45 on pre-order, it just blows my mind. And I know this was more at the retail shops, but the direct pre-order was $45. Kind of a mind-blowing number when you really think about how awesome this figure is. The flaming sword, the flaming head, the wings, just an epic release. Awesome figure for 2021, and what a great year of action figures. And I'll be getting to my next list, which should be the top 10 action figures from $50 to $100. That's kind of like my bread and butter. There will also be some Legions in there, because there were some Legions that were 50, there were some that were 55. So there will be some Legions in that list, along with some Mezco and so on. So tune into that one as well. Hopefully that'll be up in a few days after this one releases. And don't forget to comment below and let me know what your top 10 action figures under $50 were for 2021. And until next time, may the Force be with you.
Follow me into